Hello and welcome back to Authentically Shawna. I'm your host, Dr. Shawna Burke, and I'm once again joined with my mother.
Hello.
We are on day 2 of our cruise. So if you missed yesterday, we started out in Cologne and we left Cologne around 10 p.m. last night and sailed through the night to arrive in Koblenz, which is a town at the crosshairs. It is the town where the Moselle and the Rhine River meet. And so throughout history, this has been a very important river because goods have been transported up and down these rivers. And even though it's a small town, it's held an important part in history in terms of defenses and getting goods across the country. So we started out this morning with a walking tour, which was really wonderful to see the old town. I think something that I wasn't really aware of was that the Romans conquered a lot of this area. So the Romans established Cologne, they established Koblenz, and the Romans had a huge part in the building of a lot of the original structures in what is modern day Germany. So it was just really interesting to hear the history because we don't really hear a lot of that history stateside. So we then ended in sort of the middle, I would say, of the old town. And the way their Christmas markets work here is they're spread out. The stalls are sort of spread out throughout the downtown area. So you have to kind of pass through other shopping areas. There's one that's in a church garden and then in different plazas throughout the town. So in today's market, we tried for the first time their hot beverages. So I think a lot of people have heard of mulled wine. So they call it Glühwein here, which is the alcoholic version. But we had what they call Kinderpunsch, which is the non-alcoholic version. And it was delicious. It was made of, the person who sold it to us didn't probably know or didn't know the translation. It was made up a lot of red berries, we'll say. So it was a flavor. It wasn't like punch that we have
It was
here.
warm.
It was warm, but it had,
It's good on a cold day.
yeah, but it has a whole bunch of different like
For
seasonings. Yeah, it was
spices we're not used to.
delicious. Really enjoyed. And then we came back to the boat. So one of the really great things about this tour is that we have our meals on board and we're just honestly steps away from the downtown, which is amazing. You step off the ship and you're steps away from being in the heart of Old Town Koblenz. So we had lunch and then we had an excursion. So I would say the only downfall about coming at this time of year to this area is that a lot of the castles close. So this area is known for its castles. There are castles sprinkled throughout every square inch of this area, and they mainly all close. So Micah and Helene, who are organizing this tour, he said he did a lot of research to find a castle that was open at this time of year. And so we went to Arenfels Castle, which was the first part of it was built in the twins and then as a fort, and then it became a castle and was occupied by basically a single family from the 1800s until 2019 when it was sold, and now it's a hotel. And it's so interesting because obviously we don't have anything that old that is a structure stateside. So you can just see how over time these buildings are it's amazing. Like I don't know how they make them.
Not only that, they're still withstanding. The staircases are beautiful.
Yeah, the stairs are from the twins.
They hold together. They're well balanced. It's symmetrical. There's a pattern to them. And you don't feel unsafe walking on them. This castle was built into the mountain. So
Yeah.
there are some walls that you can see the actual mountain in it. And they have left that there to remind you that you are part of this mountain. And that gives the building also some structure and, a different texture to the walls too. Their floors are beautiful tiled that have maintained all of this time.
Since the 1500s.
There's been some upkeep, of course, but overall, I would say they've held up very well. And the owners have just taken such good care of it, and time has also taken good care of it. It's up on a hill. You can see over the river. And there's also a vineyard there, which we'll get into because there's different types of grapes. And different types of grapes have different kinds of flavors and wines.
Yeah, so a part of this tour was we then got to go into the cellar and have a wine tasting, which if you know my mom and I, we don't really drink alcohol, and wine in America makes me pretty ill, so I avoid it at all costs. And when we first arrived, they handed us warm drinks again. So I had the mulled wine for the first time. It was delicious. Mom had Kinderpunsch again, and then we went down.
Good.
So good. A different flavor, though, than our first one. And we went down and we got to try 3 of the wines. Like she said, this property has its own vineyard on site. And so they make their own wines and they sell them on the property. So we had a Riesling, a rosé, and then he didn't really give us a name, but a dry white wine. They were delicious. We did not have headaches. We did not get drunk. We just enjoyed a very pleasant taste. So it was so nice
With new friends,
sitting
around a table, talking and enjoying each other's company,
Wonderful.
and sharing stories of where we lived and what we like. And it's always fun to meet new people and have a good time with them.
Yeah, so I highly recommend if you come to this region. It was about an hour by bus to Arenfels Castle, but if you could get there, it's amazing. And the wine that they have on premise is definitely worth a taste. And then we came back to the boat in Koblenz. And I mean, this tour really has it all. You walk back on the ship, you're handed a warm towel along with warm peach nectar tea.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And then at the counter, they have gingerbread of all type cookies that are just, waiting for you.
To indulge.
Yes, to indulge. And so Mom, for the first time, because I've had these before because I've been in Germany around this time of year, but she got to try their version of gingerbread. What did you think?
It's delicious. It's not the same as America's
Not at all.
gingerbread, even when I made it at home or bought. It's better in Germany. Let's just say that.
It has a lot more spices in it.
It does. And they put other things with it. It's not just a gingerbread cookie. It's ginger and chocolate. It's ginger and
Marzipan, jam.
right. And so you get a different flavor of frosting. And of course, they're beautifully shaped too. There's stars, there's little figurines, and it was lovely.
And then we went back out to the markets just to see them at night because it was brilliant to see it in the day because then you can see the buildings. One of the things we really wanted to see was in this town, they have a square. And this building used to be a Jesuit school, and there's 24 windows up on a roof. And now it's the town hall, but they use the windows as their advent calendar. So we're here on December 3rd. So they had numbers 1, 2, and 3 lit up in the windows. It's just you never get to see an advent calendar that's
All
window.
the markets are down below, and
Yeah.
people are enjoying different foods, and there's different people selling their
Wares.
their carvings, their jewelry, their hats,
Yep.
scarves.
So tell them what you got today, what your treasure was.
My purchase of the day was I got a new cap, and it is Mongolian sheep, and it is so soft and it's so warm.
And it has the natural oils in it, which is, I think, the thing that we really like. The natural oils are what keep the heat in and what keep out bacteria and keep the cap clean. So it's basically a self-cleaning cap because of the natural oils in it.
Yeah.
And it comes directly from Mongolia. The gentleman who sold it to us, his wife is Mongolian. He lives not too far outside of town. And so they bring Mongolian goods to the market here. The other thing that we tried today for the first time was their potato pancakes, what we would call in America latkes. Delicious. I mean, we've had latkes before, but just the batter
and the spices they put in. We thought we were going to get one, and we got 3 large latkes, and we're saying it in the English way, but there's another way to say it.
Yeah,
and we don't
try.
We don't know, but we will say they are delicious. They're warm, and we couldn't eat them all.
No, so we shared with somebody else
The
who
new
was on the
friend
cruise.
that we just met on the cruise who was passing by.
They were at our table for wine tasting,
Yeah.
so we got to
Worship.
pass along our latke, which was great. And then we came back to the ship and had a lovely dinner. And Michael and Helene had put together a band for this evening. So they had a 5-piece band come out and play on our ship, which was just so fun.
Yeah. Songs
Have like
all eras.
yes, and not along songs that I could say I know, but songs that are really fun to dance to. Like,
Yeah.
it's very funny here. Michael said this to me, and it's very true. The songs that are popular in English here aren't necessarily our songs that are popular in English. So it's a very funny thing because you're like, this, I know this isn't English, but I don't know this. Like, this is not a popular song that you hear played at
No.
weddings, dances. So it's just so fun because it's definitely not what we're used to hearing. So we are so glad to have seen this town. I asked Helene why she chose this town because there are so many towns along this route. And she said, this town is unlike any other town that we're going to see on our tour. It's a small town so that you can really get to enjoy the markets and it's not overly crowded. I mean, one of the nice things about the market, especially tonight, was you're just with the people of the town. We're standing and chatting with people who live in town. And it's one of those meeting places. Everyone just gathers and has some old wine and the chit chat in the
You
town
walk
square.
a few more steps and you're right overlooking the Rhine River again.
It's
It's beautiful.
wonderful. So we're so glad we got to experience Koblenz. I don't think we would have ever put this on the map for ourselves. So we are so happy to be here. And
Yes.
we don't travel overnight this time. We stay here and we'll tell you all about what tomorrow's adventure holds because we don't know yet, but we know we're going to be traveling during the day because we are going to be seeing the castles along the river. So,
Stepping into a fairy tale.
yes, we are doing the fairy tale version tomorrow morning. So, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed day 2 of our travel adventure.